Hi everyone. Welcome to the late night gaming anime discussion. So today we're gonna be talking about anything you like. This is something different this time. Hold on everyone. So I'm adding this other Kote to the stream.
Can you hear me?
Yep, definitely. I definitely can hear you.
Uh, Hang on. I think my audio is still acting up.
Okay.
Uh, Hello?
Yeah,
Why
we
isn't
can
it
hear you.
working? Uh, hmm. I'm
You mean in the
wondering.
broadcast?
Okay, let's try this. Uh, it's so weird. Why can't I do that?
Yeah, let me end it right quick then.
And then I can't hear it for some weird reason. Let's not use my.
Hey, hold on. What are you doing?
Okay, let's check my audio here. Okay, something weird is going on here.
Sorry, everyone, we're having technical
Okay, let's
difficulties.
try something else. I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, whatever it is, it's kind of annoying. Uh, check. Nope. All right, let's try this. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay. So he's having technical difficulties, and I'm so glad to see you here for you guys. Usually I'm streaming my video games and uh playing Tekken, Street Fighter, what else? What's the other game called? Um, Fortnite, all that good stuff. And today we're going to be having a late night gaming and anime discussion. You talk about any anime you like, any video games you like. What's the new PS4? I mean, not the PS4, but like the new like type of system that you like playing on. Just anything in general. And that's another thing of getting out there, talking and getting having other people joining us in different anime and any discussions. And I hope y'all all enjoy this. Hold on, everyone. Hey, welcome back. Welcome
It's,
back.
thank you. Hello, hello.
What's up? What's up?
Nothing much, nothing much, nothing much. Hello, my name is Inten Kote. Nice to meet everybody.
hmm
So, um, what was this? What discussion were you on right now, or were you just
So
you were
I'm
just joining?
doing I'm doing late night gaming and anime discussions. So, talk about any anime you like, any video game, chill vibes, all that good stuff.
Mm,
You want to be you at night, everybody up playing games. Because I'm a person that stays up at night and like to
no, I
chill and
understand.
talk to people around the world, anything at
Understandable.
facts. Yep.
Exactly. So, uh, well, if we're talking about anime, um, hmm,
Talking about any anime recommendations, and also everyone, this is a test watching as well, but also we're having fun with this, getting used to this as well. So streaming and also this too. Hello, Dark
exactly.
Star 13 Gaming
Hello,
Channel. What's
hello,
up?
hello.
Welcome to the live stream.
So let's see. If I would talk about any anime, the recommendations I would probably have, uh, to those who are into the shonen category. Uh, this may not be a big recommendation because a lot of people know this one. It's pretty common. It's a new one, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's actually a really good one. Very, in a sense, bloody. It's what it is, but it's gotten a lot
Right.
of popularity. It's gotten its popularity over this year and this in the winter. And
Yep.
I've actually been re-binge watching it because I actually watched it when it first came out and I read the manga on it. But it's actually really picking up. I love where it's going.
Yeah, I heard
Uh,
about everybody like talking about it recently. I don't know, I just been hearing from like different like YouTube channels and trailers, and you know how you just see those recommendations on my YouTube channel.
hmm
And yeah, and like when it comes to certain anime like that and it gets so popular out of the blue, sometimes I'll be like, I don't know,
It
should I
turns
keep
it,
watching
it
it or
it turns you away. Well, the
yeah.
season this well this season's over. This season's about to end soon. So if you want
Oh
to binge
wow.
watch it, you got like 20 some episodes you can binge watch in the go. So
Right, yep.
so it's definitely now is the best time to watch it. Get caught up on things. I'm actually because to those who don't know,
Wonderful.
I'm a bit thank you. If to those who don't know, I'm the type who likes to like write, draw, like put out OCs or original characters for certain series. Uh,
Yep.
and I've been studying Jujutsu Kaisen and how you would write out an OC for that one. Needless to say, I spent about an hour on that last night.
Oh
It's
wow.
it's it's
Wow.
it's a lot of writing. It's a lot of things to put together because you gotta realize you gotta put you gotta put the combination of Japanese lore plus the um ancient Japanese lore as at that, and then plus try to
Right.
mold it into this cursed energy
Yeah.
uh type vibe to it. So it's like it's an interesting anime, I gotta say. And to those who aren't into shonen, I definitely have. First of all, I have a wide catalog. Let's see. Oh, one of my personal favorites that's a rom com or romantic comedy. Horimiya. Horimiya is a it's for those awkward and
Right.
quirky types. Uh, Horimiya is a good one for people like that who want to just sit back and just relate to certain characters and just see how that series goes. Granted,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil people and stuff, but
Right.
there's a character there with a certain I hate to say it like this. kink.
Right.
And when you see it, it if you're one of those types who's seen domestic violence and stuff like that, you're going to get kind of turned away from it a bit.
Hmm.
But if you're not, if you're one of those types that can kind of stomach stuff like that, of course you'll learn to progress with it and so on and so forth. But it's actually still a really good series. I recommend it. It's actually one of the best rom-coms of rom-com animes of this year.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool. Yeah.
Also, I know the voice actor, three of the voice actors in that series. I
Wow,
know
that's
I know
amazing. Knowing the voice
mm,
actors up close too.
I
Yeah.
know three. I've looked up and known them for a good 10 years. So, so boy, it's always fun.
Yeah, that's very amazing. Like knowing the voice actors from a popular anime too. Yep,
Hmm.
that's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That plus, to those who are a fan of My Hero Academia, it's back. Season 5 is back, and oh boy,
I heard about that.
it
Man,
started.
that's
It
getting
start.
crazy on there.
It's starting up really good. Like I love it. Why do people like Dobby make me so interested in anime like that?
Right, right.
uh, oh
It's
well.
so many, and now you know what's so crazy about My Hero Academia and all these anime shows. It's the fact that when it gets so good and everybody likes it, that's when they leave people on a cliffhanger and then never come back to it for almost like a whole entire year. Then you're just
Hmm.
like, yo, what? This is
Hmm.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why people always talk about read the manga, read the manga,
Read the
read the
manga, but
manga.
then when you read it, it be like it doesn't continue off of where it's like I hate that
Mm.
too. Like let's say I've read Dragon Ball Z, and every time I read the books, like even when I was younger, like they'll talk about it in the show, but when you read the manga itself, it's completely written differently a little bit. Like certain things then wasn't in the show,
Oh,
and
now,
I'm just
now,
like,
now we can have a long conversation about Dragon Ball because I'm a Dragon Ball connoisseur. What people don't grasp is that if you watch Dragon Ball in the dub for so many years, like me,
mm-hmm,
you start to get a portrayal of characters like Goku that's inaccurate to the series
right.
because Goku was never supposed to be an anime Superman, which Z
Yo,
made him
that's
into that.
crazy.
It's
That's
crazy.
crazy, man.
It's true though. It's true. He turned into an anime Superman in Z, but he was never
Right.
meant to be that. He turned into that because that's how the writing for the dub was. And even GT, which kind of ruined GT even more, was they gave Goku this anime Superman
Hmm.
mentality when in reality the best way to describe Goku, I think I remember there was an article that Akira Toriyama had. He said that Goku is literally a guy who fights, who loves a good fight, and if he does the right thing, that's a plus.
Wow.
It's in a term he's a kind but selfish protagonist,
Right. That's
and
crazy.
it is crazy, and it's like um the the whole thing with the sub and the dub of Dragon Ball has been a ongoing conversation for years that people don't even think about.
Hmm.
They can, I've written, I've talked to people about it. I've heard so many things about it, and honestly, with Dragon Ball is like I gotta be thankful for Dragon Ball because it's Dragon Ball and Pokemon that made me who I am today as far as
Yeah,
an
and that's
anime
another
fan.
thing about being an anime fan too, and just in general, it's like they people be saying otakus and stuff. Is that when you start to look at just many different shows and impacts, like for example, Dragon Ball Z, like where everybody talk about how they grew up on it and all this type of stuff, it makes you think
Hmm.
about. how like like certain shows you grew up with grew along with you throughout the years, but it changed so much. So
It's
people
funny.
who just now getting into that show or anime, or even when it comes to video games, you're just like, what? Like, how people say, man, this show or anime is so different than how it was when I was younger, and now it's not as it we used to be. Like, that's like saying
It
Dragon Ball
it
Super
it,
and
it,
Dragon Ball
it,
GT and Dragon Ball Z. Yeah,
yeah, it ages differently. Now I
age
will
is
say this.
different. Like Naruto,
Now,
for example.
now I will say this. Like the conversation on Dragon Ball Super, um I love Dragon Ball Super just because it's become the renaissance of Dragon Ball.
Right.
It restarted the series after almost 10 to 15 years of actually technically 18 years of not being on air even in Japan. Um
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledge, but here's the thing: as much as I love Dragon Ball Super, I can acknowledge the flaws of the series itself. There was a lot of
Right.
missteps, a lot of lazy writing, and a lot of inconsistencies that even GT had, and even Super. So both,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's acknowledgement that you have to have, and I've had this conversation with people. I said you gotta. It's cool to love something, but when you can
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge
Right.
its flaws, it also makes you. It also saves you from being a fanboy or a fangirl. It saves you so much trouble. It
Right.
saves gender neutral out here. You feel me? so so you got to understand how people are. You got to understand what people feel. Like loving a series is okay, but blindly loving a series is dangerous.
It is, and then you get into it, and when people start asking you certain questions, you're just like that's like going in a whole anime convention, and you go on a stage, and people say, "What's all the top animes you remember, like from the top of your head?" It's almost like a contest, or what did you think about the show? And then when you tell about what you
Mhm.
think, you're gonna get stuck on it, and you're just like, "What do you mean? What did you find the meaning of this anime? And what was it made for?" And then this person gets
Mhm.
stuck and talk about
Just Dragon
what?
Ball.
Yeah, what? This
Yeah,
is the same
yeah,
thing.
and it's weird because like the conversation on like anime, like people gatekeep anime so much nowadays. Is that like if you love just Dragon Ball, you're not a real anime fan. It's like
See, and that's
drag
another
that.
thing, what a good thing to talk about, like, and I'm glad you
Mhm,
made a good point when people gatekeep certain shows, and this isn't everything in general, from doing art, from being a cosplayer, from just being like who you want to be in life. And when you
mhm,
try to be a part of it, some people gatekeep keep certain things. I understand, because sometimes that's like it's like rap music or like any type of music. Once the music gets created for that from a certain genre, then other people start joining it, then they might mess it up. So it's the meaning of what it really was taken out of that context. So then other
mhm,
people think, oh well, like I said, saying like the one of the best musics ended on TikTok. And then people say,
mhm.
well, it's from TikTok. And you know, originally it was from YouTube, from this person who created it. And then other people think it's from TikTok. It's only because of where the source it came from. And is
Absolutely.
originally from where it was originally came from, it's where it started. And then they moved it to TikTok because TikTok was like an algorithm type help,
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
boost your ratings and stuff. Yeah.
It's a more friendly algorithm, I gotta say, for TikTok.
Yeah. And when it
But
comes to anime being on there, oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
now, if we're talking about gatekeeping in anime, I think people need to realize is that when you say people who only love Dragon Ball aren't real anime fans, you gotta realize Dragon Ball is still one of the OG gateway anime in the West. If it's not
Yeah.
that, it's ones like Sailor Moon, even Yu-Gi-Oh. Even Yu-Gi-Oh is one of them. People, oh, that's funny because people do not acknowledge that Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh count as gateway anime, but it's always been one of people's biggest gateway ones.
Right.
I've had this conversation before that people will not acknowledge it, but it is their gateway anime, and I will acknowledge it. Pokemon and Dragon Ball were mine. Um, Pokemon, Pokemon. I started watching that at like, yeah, about age 4. I'm older than Pokemon, the Pokemon company itself. Huh.
Right.
You start to realize that. But Pokemon, I started watching Dragon Ball Z a year later, and then I
Mhm.
started watching Inuyasha. I was introduced to Pokemon to my brother from my brother, by my brother, but I was introduced to Dragon Ball Inuyasha, and even though I was too young to be watching this anime, Afro
Right.
Samurai, Afro Samurai by my godfather. I was he was the one who molded me into a bigger anime fan than I already was. So
Mhm.
when people ask who was really the big influence, it was my godfather. He put the anime into like really on me and told me this is dope. You should check this out.
Right.
And
Wow.
you know that's why I always give credit to my godfather. And even my Dragon Ball OC, the first OC I've ever made was is actually a tribute to him because he uh he was the one who taught me he was the one who gave me everything, who pretty much put me on game with everything that's
Wow, that's
anime. So
amazing, man. That's amazing.
that's important. That's important to me, is that like gate when people say stuff is gate people say gate are gatekeeping, like people uses gatekeeping terms, so
Yep.
uses gatekeeping things so wild now because they're naming stuff that's not even mainstream. I saw a tweet that said, "Oh, if you were a fan of Dragon Ball and Naruto, what My Hero, that and they're naming popular ones, so I'm not too
Right.
confused." But then they said Gundam, and I was like, "Do you know how not like Gundam is probably the least popular?" Well, let me backtrack.
Right.
I could catch flack for that, but it's the least mainstream. That's the better term. It's the least mainstream out of all of those. And when you have that, like, and when you say that, when you
Right.
say Gundam, and it's like when you say Gundam and you're not a real anime fan, Gundam actually is one of the anime that people always can talk about. Um, if you want to talk about older anime, Trigun.
Oh
Trigun's an
yeah, I heard
amazing anime.
about that too. That yeah,
Trigun's
that's
amazing.
pretty good. See, when it comes
Trigun's
to those
amazing.
old animes, yeah, when it comes to those old animes, like those like because I had these catalogs and they talk about the old stuff, like even though they got the new recent stuff, but when it comes to the old stuff of animes, it gives you that nostalgia about like how it was back then when we used to watch shows and throughout your life, through when you were going through certain moments, you used to watch
Mhm.
those certain animes like Bleach and stuff. And like Inuyasha, like everybody talk about Inuyasha. Like when I be on Instagram sometimes, I used to be seeing Inuyasha like on
And
these
you
like people be
because
going crazy
because
over that.
Inuyasha got a sequel. Inuyasha got a sequel.
Wow.
That was my childhood right there. That was my childhood.
Yep.
Was Inuyasha one of the original Simps? Yes, but we don't talk about
Right.
that.
By the way, but before we say anything else, anyone who comes in, please subscribe, comment, anything you want to share in the chat. You could talk about anything, any discussion would
Absolutely,
you like. We'd love to hear everyone's point of views, like usually how I am when it comes to me streaming, because I'm definitely gonna also stream a bit later on if possible. But so
absolutely,
back, yeah, definitely, and also too subscribe to his channel as well, Entin Kote, and when later we'll put the link in the chat and put it also in the description. And so back to what we were saying was you know, when it came to Inuyasha, like what you were saying,
like Inuyasha is getting its revival, and same with Bleach. Um, I know I'm gonna get flack for saying this, but Bleach, unfortunately, wasn't one of my big threes that I fell in love with.
hey, what's
Like,
up? Hold on. What's up, Dark Official Dark Nine? What's up?
what's
Welcome.
up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat.
It's good to
But yeah,
see you. Hmm.
go ahead,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, Bleach was not was not like out of the big three. Which to people who don't know what the big three is Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. I didn't grow up on either Bleach or One Piece. I was always the Naruto guy. But at the same time, as I got older, I acknowledged how good One Piece was. I watched Bleach. Ooh, I don't think that series
Yeah.
eight. Like, you gotta go back and, like, I rewatched it actually 2 years ago. I realized why I saw it as one of the, like, weaker links in the big three. Because, like, as far as, like,
Right.
as far as characters go, okay. Before I say anything, Yurichi is a goddess. Before people even get on my case about that, Yurichi is my original waifu. Growing up, that was like hands down. But at the same time, I acknowledge that, once again, this is a conversation I've had about acknowledgement. Bleach was not it wasn't like my big three choice. Like, I didn't even love One Piece growing up. I didn't.
One
It's
Piece is
funny
like
because
that
that
one show where everybody be watching that. Like it's like Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry if I keep comparing it to it. It's only because everyone grew up on it and it was so old. Like you could look back on the oldest episode. Just look how it look as it now, but just look back
and,
on it.
but the art
Man.
style is the art actually some of the more newer seasons. I know you've heard of that black owned studio in Japan, right? They
Oh
got
yeah,
the
I heard about that.
they got the opportunity to work on a couple scenes in the newer episodes of One Piece.
Hey, hold on, hold that
That
thought, Intin. Thank you, official Dark Knight. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you also want to join in the conversation when you have a chance. I can definitely drop an invite if you want to. But love you coming to listening in and everything. Yeah.
absolutely, 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 and it's just crazy because it's like we could go we just jump from gatekeeping and now I'm trying not to jump into the next topic that I want to jump into, but I know it's coming because I'm slowly creeping into it. And that is it's just beautiful that where we are now, especially as black content creators, and seeing black
hmm
representation in anime. I think it's very beautiful. I really do.
Yeah, it really is. When you see diversity in anime, it's the best thing because you get to see all walks of life, and it's very colorful to just see how people ideas come to life, and much to
Mhm.
which the creativity and the person's mind, like what are they thinking about, what they want to put on paper, what ideas that other people got that they want to make these
Mhm.
characters become this persona. Because sometimes when the artists create this anime or like when they're drawing, because I'm an artist as well, you want to like you make the main character look similar like you in a way, but it's completely different. But it's a way where you want to make it you like it's kind of like how it's like your own personality, but it's a persona, but as
Mhm.
a way of creativity of making it in a
It's
diverse way
funny.
and then
It's
having
funny.
other people see what type of person you are in that character. But it's kind of weird how to put it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No, I feel you. Also, it's kind of funny because
Yeah.
you're an amazing you are an amazing artist, and I'm also one of those
Thank you,
type.
man. Thank
You're welcome.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But also, like,
Welcome
I
to
really I
everyone.
welcome, welcome. But like me, I'm more the story writer type of guy. So that's the weird part
Yeah.
about that's the weird part about it. Is like, I may not be the best artist in the world, but I definitely can write a story like it's nobody's business. I can write
Right.
lore. I can write lore. I could do this. I could do that. It's it's so crazy because it's like I love the lore of so many anime, and it's like so
Same.
much anime, and it's
I
just
be like,
ridiculous.
yeah, like when I be drawing anime, I be looking at it like how it looks. Cause I'm a type of person that like to look at the picture, then I draw it. Because sometimes I can't just get out of my head and then draw it. Like I don't know how other people do it. Like their art is too amazing. Like I be seeing on TikTok, I be seeing how they be doing those little
Mhm.
details, and I'm just like, yo, what the hell?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then when I
Yeah.
be going on Instagram and YouTube, I'm like, I'm done, man. I'm done. What
Yeah,
is
now
my
that now,
time, man?
now that they're clean, these Instagram artists, like, I don't grasp how much talent is on Instagram as far as
It's
like,
too much.
yeah,
It's way too much.
it's crazy. You don't know how many studios can pick up these artists. Some of them are actual animators as well, and they make something so crispy. I love it. but it's
He's so crispy.
hey man, it's the wording. You know, you gotta give
Yeah,
them the proper wording.
wordy.
But
Yeah,
but
that's
it's like
facts.
so now for me, like I feel like if we were going back on the conversation of black representation, um, like I remember
Mhm.
growing up, it was a lot of the mainstream anime didn't have great black representation. Like you had Dragon Ball, who, oof, ugh,
Right, right.
uh, uh, yeah,
Right,
that was
right.
yikes. Those were yikes moments back then. Uh, even Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, uh, which they were kind of indiscreet on how their representation was. Naruto, which until it wasn't until Shippuden when we really started to see like actual representation, actual black
Yeah, like
representation
the
with the
other
cloud,
characters.
with the cloud, and that's very real. That's
Is
very
it the
honest.
mist? Is the mist or the?
No,
I think.
it's a village hidden in the clouds.
Oh,
I
okay. Yeah.
yeah. So that's one of those things where people got to realize that like there's black representation in there. Now, if we're talking lore wise, I
Hmm.
I need to talk about this because as a black content creator, I need to address this. Black people, we're not Uchiha. We're not the Uchiha clan. we're, we're not that. I get you want to connect to the Uchiha clan, but we're not that. That's not us. That's not us. Uh,
Oh, hold on. You said official Dark Knight. He said it's all about the numbers these days if you want to be on. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I don't
absolutely.
know. Some reason I can't see your comment and the other side. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It doesn't load up. I can see
Let
it,
me.
but I can't see it on here.
It's weird because it's like I know. Yeah, I noticed that there's not really. I can't really see a comments in this chat. I can only see it. I would have to go to the stream itself. Eh,
Yeah,
type
that's
it
so
in.
weird. Yo,
Mm,
that's crazy, man. That's
and
crazy.
I
Sorry,
why
y'all.
would I type?
We try and get used to this too, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, we have a good time in here.
it's definitely something different, you know. Say y'all lit in here. Yeah, yeah, for real, for real. It's just one of those things where it's like I gotta say, people like I as an anime YouTuber, like
Right.
I acknowledge the community itself. It's not
Same.
perfect. It's
It's
not
not
perfect.
perfect because
It
when it's too perfect, then there's no uniqueness to any personality. Like, it doesn't matter. Just that everyone be the same.
absolutely.
Everyone love the same anime. Everyone want the same cosplay. You're gonna get a little annoyed with it, and you want to felt start now. Now that's when you start feeling like you want to gatekeep it. Cause I be getting like that sometimes. And the reason why I pick different stuff when it comes to animes and shows and cosplay, because I wanted something that's kind of fit what I like. Like, it's not like
Now
I
that
don't do it. It's just that when I like
now
an
that
anime. Oh, go ahead,
now
go
that
ahead.
now this is a big question. What type of anime are you into? Are you into the shonen type? Are you into the
Oh yeah.
slice of life? Slice of
Hold the
life.
phone, man. It's too many. It's too many,
Yeah,
man.
it is a
It's
lot. It
too
is a lot.
many.
Now, here's the thing. I started off as a shonen guy. I started off like the Dragon Ball Z, the Naruto's, the One Pieces, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more, nothing less. And then like as I got older, I dipped my foot. Literally, the term "dip my foot" into different genres because
Yeah.
I'm everywhere now when it comes down to anime.
You
I'll
said
admit
dip
that.
my foot.
Exactly. look, y'all. I'm from the look, y'all. My family from the South. It's kind of what this is going to be a part of my speech. Uh, it's in the tongue. It's the Southern tongue mixed with the Chicago tongue. It's not a good combination. uh,
Yo.
I admit that. But my thing is like I've seen a lot of different ones. Like I know people probably haven't seen this one, but it's called The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can See. and it's first of all, before I keep going with this, can we just get a conversation where why are these new anime having such long names?
Bro.
12 12 word names. Like, yo, excuse me. I when I have to type this in, I can't find that. Like,
Facts, like, bro, and I hate when they be like, when you trying to get the translation of the anime, but you gotta be forced to put in the Japanese version. Even though I love learning the language and everything, but when you
same.
really gotta look the anime up, that's like saying Shigeki no Koijin, and that's Attack on Titan. Literally, that's
Oh
Attack on
yeah,
Titan, but like
Attack on
that,
Titan. Oh, Attack on Titan.
bro.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh
that's some
boy,
crazy right there.
man! When we season 4, baby, we're here. We're hitting the end, but I'm gonna miss that anime. Real talk, I really am. Because
Dang,
it's funny
me
because I
too.
remember,
4 years.
when it first start. I remember when it first started. I was
Mm-hmm.
I remember when it first started. It was on Toonami. It was on Toonami at like really early because this was when I was getting my dad in the
Dang.
I was getting my dad in the anime.
Same,
My dad
man. Same.
I was getting my dad in the anime and we were watching it. He didn't like it. He didn't like it. He's like, this anime could be is just a bit excessive with how it goes. I was like, yeah, yeah. I fell off of it, but I caught back up.
Yeah, same. I'm
I
telling you,
caught
same,
back up. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Uh, to all those people who saying try to catch up with One Piece, y'all need to stop. y'all
man.
need to y'all not know
Just keep
that's
going.
that's 1,000 episodes. That's 1,000 episodes now. This we are far past binge watching it within it. Somebody actually calculated how long it would take to actually be fully caught up with One Piece, and what they said was you have to binge watch it, watch nothing else for 2 weeks.
Yo,
Two
that's
two
crazy.
weeks. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I have too much on my
Same.
plate already. I got too much. I have too many anime that I can just sit down and watch and binge watch. I can't do that. One Piece. I love One Piece, but at the same time, I ain't trying to do all that. It's weird because it's like the big three has a massive number of episodes in general.
Mhm.
Bleach has the lowest number, but unfortunately, it's because it got canceled. But it's
Right,
coming
right.
back. It's coming back. So I gotta give it credit for what credit is due. Uh, also, um, Naruto and the conversation on Boruto. Uh, I gotta have this conversation.
Also, too, but before I say anything, thank you for appreciate that. I'm glad y'all tuning in and everything. You know, we trying to get used to having different things going on, especially with a late night gaming podcast, because I know everybody got different point of views on what they love playing and doing, and it's like love to see everyone from all walks of life talk about what they love. Even if you
Uh,
also, y'all could also, I have recommendations if y'all want to join or any type of things y'all want to do. Okay,
Absolutely.
so what you?
But
Yeah.
the conversation on Boruto, um, it's not the best successor for Naruto. Absolutely, and I'll 100%
Mm-hmm.
understand people's hate for it. But um, as the series goes on, like the manga itself is really good. The manga itself is very fluid and well written. The anime is where everything kind of like goes off the hinges.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you start to realize that Boruto is going to be a perfect successor for Naruto eventually. It's just people have to be acceptant. Excuse me. People have to be acceptant of letting Naruto and Sasuke go, and
Yo, but I like
that's
Naruto though. I love Naruto.
and
I
that's
like
the
Naruto, man. I can't let go of that.
I know you built a whole anime years off of him, but look, 15
Like
years,
the
trust me,
main
I've
character, like
character
you
exactly. He's
just
not,
built the.
but that and that's the crazy part is that he's not the main character anymore. He is now trying to pass the torch, and it's hard to pass the torch
It really
when you can't let
is.
It's
Th-
hard to pass the torch when you can't let go of the person who's trying to pass the torch. That's
but
the
that's
that's
like Goku. That's like trying to kill a Goku too easily. But he was the.
and
Just imagine
exact
you grew up with
exactly
him, and that's like losing a
and
best friend in the
now the crazy part is when remember they tried to do that with the cell art. They tried to do that with him and Gohan, and it didn't work out well.
Yep.
It didn't work out well.
Mhm.
Now, that's why I have to say this because it's the truth. Nostalgia can really ruin
It
successors.
really does.
It
It
can
does.
ruin
You're hanging
success.
on to the past, even though
Hanging.
you want to build that from what you experienced and stuff.
And
Yeah.
I'm guilty of holding on to the past with certain anime like that. Like I even nowadays I can't see myself. I can't see Dragon Ball without Goku and Vegeta. But that's more
Awesome.
Toriyama. That
Thank you,
that
everyone who also joined the live stream. Please like, subscribe, comment, everything.
Oh, okay. This question is actually interesting. What do y'all think about 6ix9ine? Takashi 6ix9ine. Okay. This is okay. Thank you for the question. I will say, Takashi 6ix9ine. My thing on Takashi
I'm
6ix9ine.
sorry, just the way I got quiet. I'm sorry.
Because it's like I know you kind of tiptoeing in a certain water, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
But
like
also
you
I'm not.
try to be careful with it because you know how people get, and it's just like
Mm-hmm,
you want to
mm-hmm.
keep that. Yeah, but
It,
I like that question though, because when it comes to, I'm gonna
it,
just say when it comes to certain music and when it comes to certain like people I watch and listen to, I stay away from certain toxic and negativity because it's not helping the youth at all, and it's not
Takashi.
changing the game to use the brain. And I mean, I
Now
don't know.
Takashi.
It's really messing everything up a bit too with that. There's no
Now to
positivity going on.
now with Takashi, he's a bit he's a he's a definition of what marketing is in hip hop now, and this is unfortunate. It's the social media, getting attention,
Bro,
clout chasing type of guy, and
everybody does that thing too. I'm
but
glad you
nobody,
said that. Clout chasing,
but
man.
now I know it's a thing, but here's the thing: clout brings in the sales. That's why
That's
Takashi.
facts.
That's why Takashi sold as well as he did. It's not because just because his album was good. It was just because he marketed himself. His name was in every tab
Mhm.
in every news outlet possible. He made his
Right,
name
right.
possible. Even though I'm not a fan of his moves, I'm also I'm not a street dude. I tell people this all the time. I'm not a street dude, but I do believe in a code. I do believe in a code. If you live by a certain, I believe when you live by a certain code, when you put yourself in a position where you believe in a certain code, you can't half-ass
Mhm.
that. You can't half-ass that
Yeah.
just because you want to save face. And people can say, "Oh, he did it to protect his family. He snitched to protect his family." No, 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 no. Snitching does not protect your family. If anything, it puts a target on your family even more. Plus,
Mhm.
plus, plus, it also plus Takashi doesn't give two issues about his family. So I'm trying to grow up to
Yeah.
be like him. Like I can say this, like Takashi, he is who he is.
No, don't be like him. You
No,
don't want to
I
ruin your image, man. Like
no
use the tool how you
Takashi.
do it, but
No, Takashi, you gotta like if you're trying to be like him, you gotta use the best parts of him, which is his marketing genius. I gotta give him credit. The man's a marketing genius.
he
Cause
uses a lot of like one thing that a lot of people do. It's been so different when it comes to any genre you do. When it comes to social media, is when it comes to how to bring people in, like basically negativity. When you talk about the craziest stuff, like those
mm-hmm,
crazy, crappy as what's those clickbait videos, and then they'll
mm-hmm,
tell you the
mm-hmm.
whole story, and you're just like, wait,
YouTubers do it all the time. We clout chase at times too. We can't deny it, but at the same time, you know, I keep it 100 with people. You'll never catch. I don't need clout. I don't need it. if I got
Yeah.
to market myself off of certain things, I could market myself off of just being smooth with how I do things. That's that's just how
Right.
I am. That's how you gotta do things. That's all it is. I came from that. I came from that part of my lifestyle. That's that's the Southern and Chicago style. You can't just rely on clout. You got smooth talk your way into it. So for me, I gotta say like Takashi actually is one of the first social media influencers in hip hop in a sense. Like to
And
be an
it's
artist,
crazy. He was like, how do you get from getting like what I'm sorry, but how do you get from like to being with every single rapper and then get from like there to getting your music out there that fast? It's because of the way, like you said, how he used the tool to get up
but
there.
that's why I
Yeah.
gotta give credit to him and even Lil Nas X who does this. Lil Nas X uses his social media and uses his voice through
And
social
TikTok is
media.
like the main thing. TikTok.
Uh,
He blew up
Tik
off of TikTok. And that's
TikTok.
another good I'm sorry to cut you off, but TikTok is another
That's
good
cool.
tool for anyone. If y'all trying to get y'all music out there, your art, gaming, clips, all
Facts,
that,
facts,
go on
facts.
there. That's a good start. And like
Mm.
people will see, like when you just be you and just do you, people come to it. It's just the way, it's the competition. And it's only because so many people gravitated to it to the point where even celebrities got on it.
And
And
it's
I've
funny.
seen, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm apologize if I cut you off, but I think the problem here is that people don't like the term competition. But
Yeah.
in reality, when you're going for views, it's a competition regardless of how you do it. So you gotta come in either you're hungry or you're not.
Yeah, and you want to be consistent too. That's the number one key.
Hmm.
Like when it comes, like I know a lot of gamers, like a lot of people subscribe to this channel that also like games too, like video games, and I'm on the same page as y'all. Definitely, all that type of stuff. Is that when
Hmm.
you're trying to stream, and I know y'all can relate to this because I'm also talking about this too, is that when you're trying to stream and you want to get a lot of people to come in and talk and comment, you want to be you want to enjoy the vibes, you want people to feel welcome, and you don't want to make it seem forced or perfect. You want to make it seem it comes to life, like that's like actually meeting up in person. But because we're
Be
online platform using our voices to do certain things and certain qualities of interacting, that's a good way to connect with the community of people who thinks on the same page. And when
Absolutely.
yeah, like when it comes to the games I'll be streaming, like I'll be really be having a good time when everybody be coming in because it seems so like everyone has their own type of point of view. Like example, like
Sometimes
even when you two Ensign Cote, yeah. Go
uh,
ahead.
like you gotta it's I gotta say is that as a person who's been in this for 4 years, I've realized that I had to create an energy that nobody had. Nobody had. So I started to look. Here's the thing. Well, it wasn't that I created. It was
Mm-hmm.
something that was built in me, and I knew what I was, but I never put it on a video. But I was always influenced. Like I gotta say, hip hop molded me even on YouTube because I bring the fun loving, smooth talking talk conversation like Snoop. That's how I am. I gotta admit I was molded by Snoop. Um, but also I also can shift my voice, change my voice, alter my voice, and do things that most people would see and in a sense blend and compare to Kendrick Lamar and so on and so forth. And I'm
Right.
like, and also I realize is that like I also have the lack of filter like people like Samuel L. Jackson. Or and just
Right.
be and try to give the art. But nowadays I'm trying to give like a level of uh artistic quality like those of Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. Uh Trying to give that type of quality to my work, but along with many others who are also putting in the same level. You gotta realize that like who you are can be a mesh of so many people, and you don't even know it.
Right.
Like
Sorry, yeah.
from Like I tell people all the time, if you look at who I am as a person, if I look at who I am as a person, um, and if I were to compare myself to an anime like anime trope, I am the um I'm not the anime. I'm not the sense. I'm in the sense I'm a sensei, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm I'm a combination of the anime protagonist, the sensei, and the anime best friend. I'm always that because I always try to make sure that I make sure people are good, regardless of what
Mhm.
situation I'm in, and that's always how I've been since since birth. I can't help it. I've always been
Yeah.
that type. So it's always
Right. And
something
when
you
it
have.
comes, right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay, okay. And when it comes to like the main like type of personality trait that an anime character would be, y'all probably would know. Like, I'm a very nice, sweet person. Like, if you ever met me in real life, and when it comes to anime, I like those animes. Like, I like Dragon Ball Z, all this stuff. But the main importance about me is that I'm that type of person, which you probably seen. I don't know if y'all watch magical anime shows or Sailor Moon. I don't know. Some people, I don't know. But when
Sailor
it
Moon's a
comes to,
very common one. Sailor Moon's a common one. People
oh
don't talk about it, but
wow,
it is a common
that's
one.
true.
It is a
Yeah,
common one.
and like,
It's
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's just funny how you said that. That was pretty funny. Um, when it comes to certain anime characters like personality traits, I'm like one of those girls that try to keep everybody work together, or trying to save the world. Like, I don't know if y'all watch Magical Madoka, but I do recommend that
Ooh,
because it's very
ooh.
dark. It's very dark anime. It's like you'll see it's all pretty and everybody's in a group, and this main girl is called Madoka, and she has pink hair, and it reminded me of myself because I'm a person that like to make friends, try to make everybody happy, try to teach positivity, try to make people believe in themselves because I got a motivational channel, and try to like save everyone from danger because I want to see everybody work together on the same level. But the part about this anime is how dark it gets. Like, that's imagining everyone starts to fight each other, and everyone got these disagreements because usually you'll think like, oh, because it's so pink and all these characters dressed up in these outfits and stuff, you're just like, no, it's not like that. It's like you see a lot of people getting killed in there. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, like, bro, like, come on, man, like,
I
I just
mean,
can't,
I
man.
mean,
I just can't.
if you want to talk about anime that's got a dark vision, like you gotta realize, look back on Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's
Yo,
talk
well,
about
hold on,
this.
hold up, hold
Uh,
up. You putting
uh,
Yukio in this? You know how
No,
badly I had
no,
to roast that damn show
no,
because
no, no,
they
no,
be making
no.
up
The
crap.
no, the funny part is talk about I draw. Like no, Yu-Gi-Oh is the supreme thing about the thing that gets to me about Yu-Gi-Oh is that literally the card I can literally just throw out a card that literally says
No,
I draw some bullshit, and it literally
I'm
works.
done. I'm
Oh,
so
this is a good. Oh,
done,
this is a
bro.
good question. This is a good question. Say, hey, question. What anime is? I was gonna. Your
She
question
probably
was
gonna be
what was
right
a
there.
okay. But she did say what question? What anime was our first?
Oh
Whew.
man, this was a good one, man.
Um. Um. Well, for me, I was uh I gotta say Pokemon. Pokemon was my first anime, very first.
Yo,
Age four.
yeah.
I was 4 years old. I've been a Pokemon fan. Keep in mind, I'm 25, about to be 26 next month. Um, so that means I'm 22 years in that. Dragon Ball was after that, and I was also 4 years old on that. That's the crazy part. A lot of the anime I watched growing up, I probably should have avoided. I probably shouldn't have been watching, but no regrets. No regrets. Uh, uh, Dragon Ball was another one. Best anime
Best
protagonist.
antagonist from any anime.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
uh,
Damn, these are good
Yikes.
questions.
Uh, that's a good one. Oops, you meant to say what was the
Okay.
first? What was my first? And what do you recommend for others who want to start
Right.
watching anime?
We got
Um,
good questions. I'm glad you asked this. It really
these are
helps.
amazing. These are
Yes.
amazing questions. I gotta say I love these questions. We will start
Yeah.
with honestly, I want to say best anime antagonist. People people are people may not like this anime. Well, first of all, JoJo, y'all got it depends on how you look
Bro.
at anime antagonists. Cause my boy Dio is up there as best anime
Everybody,
antagonist.
he's a whole meme, man. That's how crazy it is.
Exactly. Talking about you thought it was this, it was me, Dio, all along.
Bruh, I'm done.
That is how it is. Kira from good. That's a good. That Kira
Yes.
is a great anime antagonist. Uh, let's see. Doflamingo from One Piece also for me. I loved his style. I loved how he was. He was a very aggressive. Like he was the embodiment of an
Hmm.
antagonist. He was an embodiment of an antagonist in a real world sense. Um, and if we're talking
By the
about
way,
modern,
oh,
mhm,
hold on a second. So, Zero White Patillo, um, by the way, when it comes to when you said first anime, my first anime was what was it? Wow, because I always talk about Dragon Ball Z, but one of my first animes was I think it was Bleach because I grew up watching like old ones and new ones at the exact same time because I was born
mhm.
around 2000, so
Right,
I
right, right.
kind of was in the middle a bit. Like it's weird. Like I seen like Dragon Ball Z,
You
Bleach,
you you were
um,
kind of the middle child. Well, the
yeah,
'90s, the '90s anime fans were more the middle child, if anything.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I'm a middle child, and I accept that. But if you want to talk about what anime would be like for me, Pokemon was the first one.
Yeah,
But
it definitely is one.
if you want to talk about what is a good starter anime, depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a story, I recommend this one's a gem. This one's a gem, but it's an older gem.
Hmm.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yep. Say it again for the people in the back. I know, right?
Cowboy Bebop, baby, let's do it. That was
Cowboy Bebop
amazing.
is lit. Did you know? I'm sorry. There's a fun fact. So if y'all watch
Mhm,
Toonami, I'm telling y'all, I watched Toonami ever since I was probably in the eighth grade back then. So the same guy who voices the Toonami character, the robot guy, if y'all watch it
mhm.
around like Saturday around like 12 o'clock,
Steve
he's the
Bloom.
same
Steve.
guy who plays Cowboy Bebop main character.
hmm
I'm just
I
like,
he's ironically he's one of my mentors as a voice actor. Steve
I'm
Bloom.
out.
hmm
Yo, that's
Steve Bloom.
he's
Steve Bloom.
legendary, man.
I,
He's
I studied
legendary, man.
I studied under him for a good 2 years now. Remember when I did
Wow.
that web seminar a couple last year? That
Right.
Steve Bloom. See Steve Bloom, the
Look him up,
robot.
y'all. Look him up.
Look him up. He is the
We're
voice of
gonna also
Wolverine.
put it in the chat too.
He is the voice of Wolverine. Hold on, let me put
Get
it in the
out of
chat for you
here.
guys. The
Yeah,
voice of
look him up.
Wolverine. Look up Steve Bloom. I'm about to type in his name for you guys. This is my sensei. Literally, he's my sensei. My
Sensei.
voice.
I know, right?
He's my voice acting sensei. So Steve Bloom, definitely.
I'm
So
telling y'all, he's
like
very
he
legendary, man.
he's Spike Spiegel. He's Wolverine. He's many voice actors.
Voice
Like y'all need to
actors.
look. He's main voices and
Universal.
he's very universal. But Cowboy Bebop is a gem that I recommend for the starters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very because it's a mesh of, especially if you're a jazz or like really soulful fan, it it really ties you in. It really does.
Oh,
It's a music is beautiful.
and
You
another
got,
and another one, and you definitely said it in Ten Cups. Another anime I recommend is Evangelion. Evangelion. is the
Woo!
best show. I'm telling y'all, watch that show. I was so messed up in the head, but it was so good and deep. Like I
It
even watched the
is.
meaning of it, of like the creator and like what he thought about the show and the art
Initial
style, and
D.
it makes you feel so lonely,
Oh.
but it means so deepness about your own self willing in life, and the fact that it's like
Oh,
it has
they're giving us a lot of good conversations. Initial D. Now, Initial D. Ooh. Growing up, I
I
didn't
heard,
watch
but
it.
I didn't get to watch it like that.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it, but I have went back and watched it, and it's actually a really good one. It's a gem. It's definitely a gem. Excuse me. Uh, Soul Eater. Woo!
Soul Eater's the best, man. I'm sorry. Soul
Soul
Eater is
Eater.
the best,
Soul
man.
Eater.
I love
Soul
that
Eater.
show.
You want to know an anime that I wish had a better ending? Tokyo Ghoul. I loved
I did hear
Tokyo
a lot
Ghoul.
of people say
I,
that.
I I love Tokyo Ghoul. I love Tokyo
Same.
Ghoul, but the ending was so garbage. Ah,
Bruh.
uh, but you when you say Evangelion, that is a gem, an anime gem that has been buried within the anime community for years, but it needs to come
It
back.
is like
It
I'm telling y'all, the new Evangelion movie is coming out. I think it's 3.33. It's like it's the way how it's written. And I heard that there was a trailer on YouTube about it, and I was just like,
Mhm.
"Yo, how long does people say they waited 10 years for this anime to come out, like the actual ending piece." And I'm not really sure because I didn't want to just assume anything, but I heard that it was so crazy in the trailer. It was just like showing the style of like the art and the characters' voices and all that good stuff. And I
Mhm.
recommended y'all when y'all first watch it because you're not gonna kind of understand it until you start getting into it more or like rewatch that episode. But it's deep because the connection with the character named Shinji. His name, he's like the main
Shinji,
character. He's the protagonist.
Shinji,
Shinji
Shinji, Shinji,
Akari.
Shinji,
And then you
Shinji.
got Rei Anayami. She's the one with the blue hair. And she's the quiet girl. Like she's the one that you want to read her mind so much, but she's always just staring and stuff
Yeah.
because you just want to get through her because to you when you watch it, you're just like, okay, what's going on? Like what's gonna happen next? But you don't know because it gets crazy in the show. And
No.
it teaches the meaning of like of yourself, of friends, family, and how much connection you have with the real world and the anime itself. And
Now
it's
to
very
those,
old too. It's very old too.
absolutely. And if you want to talk about an anime that people that's been kind of buried in the anime community, one like Magi. Magi is a beautiful one. I love Magi. Like
I don't know if I've seen
you
that.
you, you
Yeah.
it, like she knows how I am with Magi. I love that series. I didn't grow up watching it. It was one of them things where it's like I had to pick it up like as I got older. But man, when I picked it up, it was a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
don't forget, guys, if y'all want to come in for more stuff like this, please subscribe, like, and comment, all that good stuff. And I'll definitely put my social media in if you want to chat and talk more on other different platforms. I really appreciate
absolutely.
everyone. Really love the good
Also,
vibes. Yeah.
I did sit down and think about it. You put anime and gaming, but we've been talking anime this entire time. We got to start figuring out how to transition into the gaming topic.
But it's so much good stuff. It's so deep, man. It's so deep, like a piece of chicken.
Anime is a rough topic to get out of. I tell people this all the
Yeah,
time.
man.
Now, if you want to talk about an anime that this is not one you just start off with. This is not a slice of life you start off with. It's one
Damn.
you pick up after you've watched like two or three of them. My recommendation, first of all, if you watch Slice of Life, which means it's just plain old, basically like watching a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Do not watch Domestic Girlfriend.
Bruh.
Do not start off with Domestic Girlfriend. I recommend you don't start off with that one. I did, and I regret
Wow.
it. It's a good one. It's just what the fuck, man. There's a lot. Then it's Rent a Girlfriend. Now, Rent a Girlfriend
All these
Y-
titles. These titles are crazy. They're wild, man. They're wild for these titles.
They are, aren't they? Aren't they
Yes.
though? Now, Rent a
Oh
Girlfriend, you
man.
gotta keep in mind Japan is a different culture. It is
Yeah.
because you can pick up a phone and rent yourself a girlfriend.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm gonna use the meme. I'm out. I'm gonna use that meme for that. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but when you
It
say
is
pick
and
up a
no, but
phone
phone
and
and rent
bruh,
yourself a girlfriend. You talk about some pay to play BS. That's it. Mm-mm. We
yo,
getting into we
bruh.
getting into the real topics now. Japan is like that, and rent a girlfriend is the epitome of what Japanese culture is like with that. And yes, you
Hmm.
can pick up a
And it's
phone.
and it's very true.
You can pick up a
It's like
phone. You can. It's a dating
I'm
app.
sorry. Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
like it's like a rental. It's like a rental dating. It's not. It's not like American dating apps, which American dating apps are BS. People don't ever believe it. But uh, I gotta say, Japan. How did I find out about these things for real? You learn a lot when you go into the dark sides of the internet. You learn a lot.
Same, man. Same.
You learn a lot. And remember when I say I have multiple voices? That's one of them. But also, back to what I was saying. Rent a girlfriend. Rent a girlfriend is about a guy who goes through a breakup, who's going through a breakup. His girlfriend of 1 month just says,
Hmm.
I'm done with you. I don't really love you like I used to, and just tells you to kick rocks.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Dark Nine, official Dark Nine. We appreciate you being here, though. We appreciate you being here. That was really, you did give us some great topics to bring
Oh,
up.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy y'all made it here. Like it made it so fun. Like we're still gonna go on for a couple of good minutes, and then we're gonna end it soon. But these y'all topics, comments, it makes it really fun.
It really
Watch out
does. It really does.
when it gets a lot of people, it's gonna get crazy.
The
But
numbers
just
are gonna,
imagine,
the numbers are gonna be crazy. But
yeah.
but back to
Have a
rent a
good night, man.
girlfriend.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a great night, man. But rent a girlfriend. It starts off with a guy who goes through a breakup. And finds the dating a rent a girlfriend app on his phone, and
Yeah.
he picks up a rent a girlfriend who he catches feelings for.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is so crazy.
See, this is the problem. You don't if you rent. So, here's the thing. That's like going to those who remember the old school Netflix or the old school Best Buy. You really love the energy and the
Bro,
topics.
what? Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We appreciate your
Thank you
questions. Thank you.
so much,
We
Zara.
appreciate y'all
Thank
questions. We really
you.
appreciate y'all questions. So,
Same here
um,
with you. I'm so glad. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. It's good that you
definitely,
came in here. Yeah.
definitely. But like if you guys remember the old school like blockbusters and the old school Netflix, if you rented something, don't get
Yeah, I know what
attached
you're
to it.
talking.
Don't
I
get
know what you're
attached to
talking
that.
about.
Exactly. You don't get attached to the game. You don't get attached to it. But this dude, quick question. What is the best animation style you've seen so far? Ooh,
Ooh,
animation
hold on. I'm
style.
sorry. Hold up. You said animation styles. Hold the
Animation
phone.
style. Now that's where we're getting into the interesting topics. Now, animation style. This is a newer
Oh,
anime that
hey
a lot of people.
Kai. Welcome. I'm sorry. I definitely know her too. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome,
okay.
welcome.
Uh,
Yeah.
But I gotta say, God of High School. God of High School is a very fluid anime. Has very fluid and combat anime style animation. It's very beautiful. Uh, especially if you
One I
look at,
recommend y'all too. Go keep going.
but
I'm gonna
but
pull it
yeah,
up. Yeah.
but like it's God of High School and animation styles. Like that's just for like more the fighting anime. But if we're talking about just animation styles in general, I gotta say Horimiya. Horimiya, as far as like an anime, like how it looks as far as animation, Horimiya is beautiful. It may
And
be
I
a
like,
rom com.
yeah.
Go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead,
Oh
go
no,
ahead.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
But yeah,
You go ahead.
Horimiya. If we're talking Horimiya, Horimiya is definitely one of the anime that, like, you guys may realize I talk about a certain few anime a lot, like Horimiya, Jujutsu Kaisen, so on and so forth. By the way, Jujutsu Kaisen, another anime with great animation style, but
Mm-hmm.
Horimiya, Jujutsu Kaisen. The reason why is, well, I'm currently watching them. I'm in love with those series. Uh, those are probably the best ones out of this year. But also, like I said, I'm kind of attached to Horimiya because I know some of the English dub voice actors, um, in a
Right.
sense. So
What's another
I got.
one is a good animation style is hold on. I'm sorry y'all cuz there's another anime and it's really good. It's very good.
Mhm.
It's called Bakemono no Ko. It's a movie, but it's an anime. And if you look it up, and I'm gonna put it in the comic section, it's this boy who had like the animation style is good. It's like some reason when it comes to those anime styles and movies, they seem so like detailed and clear, but it's like it can be old or new and still look good.
Well, that
Well,
while we
basically,
well after you
oh, go
finish
ahead,
that,
go
I could
ahead.
get I well before you get into that, the reason why the movies do so well as far as animation is because you got to also realize that the animation they're getting paid. they they have
Oh, yeah,
more time. They have more time to focus on the animation, whereas like in the series,
so true.
you have to like you have to pretty much draw at max speed, and then on to the next, on to the
Mm-hmm.
next, on to the
Yep,
next, on
yep.
to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. That's why Dragon Ball Super didn't do so well as far as animation. But you gotta look at Dragon Ball Super Broly. That animation was beautiful. That was the best we've ever gotten in Dragon Ball for choreography and everything. That was the best we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. Eh, movies just do well. But go ahead.
Oh
The
no,
movie
you
you were
good, you
talking about.
good.
No,
Okay, so
I
basically,
do want to hear about the movie.
okay, so basically, sorry if I have to look it up because I want to be make sure it's clear for everybody to understand what the show is. So it's this show with this bear and this boy with the green shirt. And man, it's yeah, he's a boy with the green shirt. I think he was an orphanage and he's teaching them how to fight and stuff. Okay, hold on a second, everyone. I think something happened to his connection. Hold on. I do not know what just happened. At least we learning, trying to see how everything is going on in here with the live stream. So it's this anime uh where it's this bear and this boy with a green shirt. And I think like he was an orphanage or something. Like he was like placed near these bikes or something. Because I remember watching it. Okay, hold on a sec, everybody. I just stream. Okay, there you go.
All
There
right,
you
thank
go.
you.
Where's
Yeah, I can
yeah?
hear you. Yeah, I hate it when my internet just knocks itself out. But hey, I'm back.
I hate that,
Hello,
man.
hello,
Welcome back,
hello.
man. What's some I'm just playing. Yeah. So what you were saying? Or you was listening what I was saying?
I was listening to what you were saying.
Okay. So there was this anime, what I was saying before is that it's this bear and he has some type of sword fighting skills. And this little boy, he was an orphanage, and I believe he was like one of those type of kids who didn't have like no parents, or he was placed by a random area. And when you
Yeah,
watch the
orphan. Yeah.
show, he's like a sensei to him. Like it's this type of anime where he went through this other dimension and these animals was it was kind of like a different universe where you're in a human world and
Uh,
then you got the anime world, the human world, and you got this
they-
animal that takes the baby as the person that was the orphanage into the animal world to teach them how to fight and grow up. And the fact that it was like one of those slice of life type stuff, but it was an action anime as well. And the crazy
Sounds
part
like
is the oh,
sounds
go
like an
ahead, go ahead.
sounds like an anime version of the Jungle Book. Sounds like
Does
an
it though?
anime version. It it does. Like if anybody knows the
Yeah.
Jungle Book, oh man, that's literally what it
You
sounds
wrote the
like.
Jungle Book?
Man, look, I'm a '90s kid. I grew up watching the Jungle Book. I grew up watching Lion King. I grew
Hmm.
up watching it all. So, but see, we're not talking cartoon movies. We're talking about anime here.
I'm
I
sorry,
could
but
get
you know how people get offended when you be like, I agree though. I hate when people say, well, those are cartoons. And I'm just like, say that again.
hmm anime. See, the
Oh,
thing is, like, the definition that anime is, it technically is cartoons, but in a Japanese
cartoons.
animation. So it's like you gotta the people. That's why I tell people like you can't really. It's hard to not get offended, but at the same time, it's like it's so much different.
That's
It's
so
the
true. Yeah, because I had to do a project and I remember I had explained the anime part. It was a quick like reason about anime where it came from. And basically anime was taken from the idea of like how Disney drew their characters back then. And then they took their type of idealism and put it into their own style of making more exaggerated characters on their like on their hair and everything because they wanted
Mhm.
something on their own. You know, like when you see something, you want to kind of make it better. It's like the first creator of who did this. But what you did,
Exactly,
you took
because
their idea and just made it better. That's what some people
well,
are doing. It's like they kind of use a reference basically.
it's crazy
And
because a lot of people
yeah,
don't know. A lot of people don't know. Anybody who's a fan of Lion King might know this.
I'm sorry, he's a Lion King fan, everybody. NT Cold
There,
Take is a
there's
whole Lion King fan.
there's a whole lion on my icon. Like I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a Lion King fan. Lion King molded me. Lion King
Grown
molded
man.
me. It molded me. I'm a grown man, but I took a lot of lessons from Lion King, and it put me where I am today. But
Yo.
that's some realism that people will never understand. Let's see. Fun fact, Lion King was actually taken from a lot took reference, actually was a copy and paste of the movie Kimba, which is a
Oh
Japanese version.
yeah, yeah,
Kimba the White
that's
Lion.
true. I heard about
Kimba
that.
Kimba the White Lion. And when I
White
looked up
lie.
funny part is I actually watched Kimba the White Lion.
Right,
Uh
right.
it's actually a really good, it's actually really beautiful. I love it. If I were to choose between the animation style of Kimba versus Lion King, I gotta say Kimba has better animation, but Lion King definitely hits hard, hits closer to home.
Yes,
Definitely
and I'm sorry, I have to add on. Michiko and Hachin, I recommend y'all that anime. It's so good, and the animation is very good. Like it's like, and
beautiful.
I think they live in like some part of like is it North
Brazil,
America? Like
I
Brazil?
did
Yeah,
Brazil. Hmm
and oh my god, like it's because she's like a black anime character who
I think Afro Latina, if I'm not
Afro
mistaken.
Latina, I believe so. Yeah, she's beautiful. Like no joke. Like she has that vibe. Like you know she's up there. Like she's trying to save and help everybody. She's like that one like alone type, but then she's also who wants to help the loved ones she cares about that's a part of her and all this. And when you watch it, the animation is so good. Even the opening has that like that jazzy Brazilian vibe. Yeah. And like when you watch it, it's pretty sad because it reminds you probably how you probably grew up where you had one of the let's say your family one of your family members or it could be friends got treated better than you when you did the hardest work or something. And I think Hachin is this girl with the blonde hair and she was in his family and they were treating her like crap. And I believe this is where it gets crazy. The plot just went crazy is when she was actually like she had a dad out somewhere. And I think was Michiko the one that was the mom, the main character? Was she the mom or it
Uh,
was somebody else?
they assumed she was the mom. She assumed she was the mom, but nobody really. I don't think they really explained it in the series. But
Yeah.
the dad was uh hate to say it, but he was a drug dealer. He was a drug lord. The man was a drug
Yeah.
lord.
He was, I think
See,
he was like white or something. I don't know. He was like some type of race. I can't remember. I just know he just
he
looked
was
like
that
one of those regular anime characters.
yeah, he was a white guy.
Yeah,
I
it was
got
kind of crazy, man.
it was an interesting series,
It really was.
I gotta admit that. You gotta realize how, like, the conversation on that is that you gotta realize that goes back to the black representation conversation. The
Hmm.
reason why that anime didn't do so well is because a lot of people don't grasp how hard it is to sell black leads in Japan.
True, and it's like you gotta push it up there. Like you gotta keep talking about it, keep
You gotta
putting it
keep
out
doing
there and
it, but
cosplaying it. Yeah.
that's why Afro Samurai, even though it's not put at the test of time, I will put it at the test of time because that anime, even though it was short lit, it was short.
Yeah.
It was the best written. It beautifully written,
That show is
and
like I heard about Afro Samurai is so good and it gets crazy. I know it gets crazy because I heard about it
it
and what
is
they did in there, and it reminds me of
episode.
that one episode off of Boondocks related to when Huey and Stick Meaner had a fight. I'm sorry, I had to bring that up.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta talk about it though. Boondocks actually took a lot of influence off of a lot of different anime series. So yep, that's fair.
That's
That's
facts, man. That's
that's very
facts.
fair. That's very fair. Now, when we talk about, excuse me, when we talk about shows like Afro Samurai, this new Yasuke anime that's coming out.
Oh yeah, I
The first
recommend
Black
y'all
Sun.
all that show.
Absolutely. If you want to know the history of the first Black Samurai, the first African Samurai, look it up. Please watch that anime. It's going to be very
Hmm.
short. It's on Netflix. Unfortunately, it's only 6 episodes, 6 or 5 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. But
Hmm.
I do
Right,
recommend you
right.
guys watch it because it's like Yasuke was an escaped slave who went to escape to Japan,
Yep,
and
and the history behind it is very deep. And I heard
it,
that when it's crazy. Before he wasn't popular, there's actually statues of Yasuke the Black Samurai,
absolutely,
and they said that back then, like the Japanese thought that he wasn't black, so he had to scrub his skin because they didn't know they thought it was dirt, but it wasn't. And I was
yeah.
just like, damn,
They
that's
thought he
deep,
would
man. Like how
they thought he would. Yeah, because that goes to show the lack of knowledge that Japan had on Africans at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he was like he didn't have he was dirty, or not dirty as in like Africans are dirty. They just didn't know. So they thought it was dirt, or they just thought he was
Mm-hmm.
an oni, which was a demon.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
yes,
yeah. I definitely point that out.
and it sounds racist. It sounds racist, but it's more like a lack of knowledge. Like it's more like a lack of knowledge. Like, let's see how I. Okay, here's a perfect example.
Hmm.
An alien walks up on you. Random green skin, stereotypical alien walks up on you. You ain't have no
Yeah.
knowledge of him. You gonna think it's a cosplayer, don't you? Won't you? Let's be real. You gonna think he's a cosplayer. You think it's somebody in a costume. When in reality, it's an actual alien. That's the same thing Japan had with that. Now, granted, I hate bringing this up on video, but I have to be real. Yes,
Right.
Japan has its history. Japan and Asia and Africa do have their histories of racism and da 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 da. I'm not denying that, but
Hmm.
we have to acknowledge the lack of knowledge, not lack of knowledge between each other, between those two, and then you can sit there and say some of it was racist because some of it
Hmm.
was. Some of it could be like down the line. Of course, once you get knowledge of a certain thing and of a certain situation, you still feel that way. It is racist. At that point, it is. It's not lack of knowledge. You're just being a jackass. But
Right. Right. Right.
beforehand, if it's like, I need people to realize the term ignorance uh you gotta realize the term your ignorance itself. Like ignorance is a term that people don't realize is not a bad thing. Like to be ignorant is a it's perceived as bad, but it's just you not knowing something. Ignorant is just not knowing something. So that's how Japan was back then. They didn't know anything about Africans. They were ignorant to African culture. So um, nowadays it's just different. Like we have to give. I gotta say, seeing a Yasuke anime nowadays is definitely something different.
Hey,
Oh
can you hear
well,
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
It was just I just got a message out of nowhere. Uh,
Okay, okay.
but my thing is like you gotta realize that like the conversations we have to have about certain things. That's the importance of
Mm-hmm.
a platform. That's the importance of a platform.
So
Um,
true.
um, and the importance of a platform is to acknowledge where we are as not only a people but as a culture. And I want people to sit here and realize is that like the conversation we have like African culture
Yeah.
on
Mm-hmm.
African culture is portrayed as a cultural renaissance, but it is that
Right,
now.
yeah.
It is that now, but we have if we go back way before slavery, we had yes, Africans were
Yeah.
savage beings. They were savage beings. They were. They weren't as civilized as we thought they were. But they were also were they as civilized as the Europeans? It's like if you put a meter up between the two, Africans were just slightly lower in civilization because they didn't have the technology.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Europeans had it because I can hit you with the truth. We still have still the richest person in history and you in world history is an African leader, Mansa Musa. Still nobody
Oh
can break his
yeah.
still nobody has broken his net worth over let's see, it's been over a good 5 to 10 centuries. Realize that's a lot. That's a lot. And when you look at his net worth, it's not as massive as people are making. It's not it's massive because you have to get there. But
Right.
is it hard? But does it seem as massive as the world can write it out to be? Absolutely not, because 4.5 like 400 billion is a lot because you can't really see yourself getting there like that
Mm-hmm. That's so
in your life
true. Like
in your
that's like
lifetime.
took
But
like a half of your lifetime, man. Yeah.
absolutely, and you got to
Just
realize
imagine
Mansa
how it
Musa
was
did
back
all
then.
but Mansa Musa did that in his lifetime, and he didn't live to be no 100 and some years
Yep.
old. He lived a good 80 years. So that goes to show humans can get
Right,
to that
yeah.
level of net worth. It just takes a lot of work.
Work. And yeah,
uh,
that work.
uh, yeah, a lot of work. But another thing people gotta realize is when I bring up the savage parts of it is that people don't know Shaka Zulu. He was a war hungry warrior,
Person, yeah.
popular person, but he was a war hungry warrior, a general.
By the way, I'm gonna just say that some of these characters are based off of, so like X-Men, all these Avengers. Well, basically these characters
Mhm.
are based off of actually African heroes. They just took the
Absolutely,
idea and made it
because
to a European version of it.
for example,
Yep. Because
Magneto,
you have,
sorry, Professor X and Magneto are prime example. Malcolm X
yep,
and Martin Luther King. the way they're
Yeah,
perceived.
it's deep. It gets crazy when it comes to the background of these characters and where they're coming from in idealism, because you can just I understand when some people just get an idea out of nowhere, but it had to come from somewhere to like you kind of made it your own. Because what I hate is that when you learn about, even when it comes to anime too, some people try to block what it really meant and what it really mean when it came from
Mhm.
that meaning of that character. So they'll take the history out and only put it as what it is. Like you said about being like in an anime and not really understanding what's going on, and you just like it just because, but you're not really looking depth into what it means. Like when I keep talking about Evangelion because it's like that. It's literally crazy because really Evangelion is talking about depression and people being alone, because in Japan they do that, and here in America it's going to get like that eventually because some people are very antisocial and stuff in other countries, and I heard the percentage was very high. It just got crazy. But the fact that when you look into stuff like this, it just makes you realize how the world is changing around you and what's behind it. Like when we were talking about the history about the character. And I don't understand how we when it comes to superheroes, we never hear the black side, but we always hear the European side. Like it's like they're trying to
You
erase that out. Yeah.
now here's a fun fact is that like you gotta realize how long it took uh for them to even popularize Black Panther. Black Panther's been out since the 30s.
Yo,
Since the
yeah.
early 30s.
30s. Black Panther been out the 30s, man. That's crazy. That's
Years.
crazy.
Well, not the 30s. It's been long. It's been like the 70s. The 70s. No, that's even worse. The 70s. That's still like you gotta realize the
God
70s was an
damn.
era where where the Black Power movements were up and rising and everything.
Hmm.
There's no reason that shouldn't have been popular. But Black Panther was to people saw Black Panther as a black renaissance, and it was. Wakanda was a black renaissance to the point where Wakanda is a literal, like people see Wakanda as a literal thing, and
Hmm.
it's
That's true.
but
That's so
but
damn true, man.
Wakanda is the definition of a utopia. Like it may not be real in like a physical term, but it is a utopia. It's a black utopia, and that's where people like how people's minds are put to it, especially mine. Like my mind is like Wakanda may not be real, but it's a black utopia. It's just an African utopia, and that's what it's supposed to be. And
You
even
definitely said it. That's so true.
but when you look at Wakanda, you gotta realize even the best, even a utopia still has its conflict. You know, we'll never escape
Hmm.
conflict as people because that's human nature, unfortunately.
Right.
But
Yep.
but but even in a so-called utopia, still conflict because the tribes itself and because the tribes themselves will be at war.
Right.
And that's the thing. That's the thing I always talk to people about is that like tribal wars is a thing.
Yeah. That's
But
so true. That is so damn true.
you also gotta realize there are characters like Luke Cage. There are black characters like Luke Cage. There are black characters like Black Panther.
Hmm.
Uh, so that's a long list. If we're talking just
It is a
Marvel, I could.
lot, man.
Yeah,
It's like a lot of damn characters.
Marvel has a long list. Hold on. Afrocentric.
By the way, everyone, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I'm also gonna put the links in the description below. So if y'all want
Yes,
to talk
indeed.
and interact anymore, definitely hit it. And I'll definitely put his link into for Inti and Kote if y'all want to also communicate and
Thank
do
you.
all other
Thank you.
things as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
How could
definitely,
I
man.
forget? How could I forget Storm? Wow, that's just
Out of
disrespectful on
all
my
people,
that was
out of
just
all people, you forgot
disrespectful on
about
my
Storm,
that
man.
that's crazy. Storm definitely Falcon. Uh, who's Misty Knight? Hold
I'm
on,
I'm
that's
sorry,
new.
guys, but have y'all ever played the X-Men on GameCube? Have
Oh boy,
anyone played
now we're
X-Men
now
on GameCube, man?
smooth way to get into gaming content, a conversation. I like it. X-Men on GameCube. Man, it depends on which X-Men. Cause I
Bro,
played a
there's
lot
a
of super.
lot of them, man. There's a lot of
Man,
them.
there's a lot of X-Men games on GameCube. Hold on, let me look
Yeah,
up.
there was like part one and two to one of them. I can't remember what
Let's see.
X-Men
Are we
was.
talking? Oh, you're talking X-Men Legends.
Wait,
are you-
hold on.
are you
I'm
talking
trying to think. Because it's like
X-Men?
two or yeah.
Yeah, because it's two. There's X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2. Yeah, there's the only ones on GameCube that had a sequel.
Yeah,
Wow.
cause what I found it weird is that I couldn't understand why when they had two discs in a GameCube case, I couldn't figure out why they had two. Then I realized they're just part one and two. But I never
Hmm.
seen a game do that. And I believe it's because of the data and it's rendering like how it is processed in the game. And you gotta think about how it was back then. Cause when I was younger, I remember the GameCube was so damn popular. I remember seeing it in GameStop and I
GameCube
remember
was a
seeing
revolution. It was a
bruh,
revolutionary console.
yeah,
GameCube is still
it
one of the
definitely
greatest.
was.
It's still one of the greatest consoles to come out to this day. Uh,
Oh,
Nintendo
hold
was
on.
in its okay.
Hold on. Pi said, should just see what is advertised in the Toy Choose movie. Young boys and girls look up to superheroes, having all races here, make you young kids see that whatever their skin color is, they can be a hero, except for just one race. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
100%, 100%.
yeah.
I
That's
think the
a statement.
absolutely that is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Now that is the best way to put it, and that's why I love how Black Panther is being marketed because uh to those who don't know, I'm an uncle of five. I love five kids, so I actually have to like when I go to the store, I buy my nephews. They love Black Panther. So
Mm-hmm.
when they were getting older, they're always asking, Uncle, I want this Black Panther figure, action figure. I want this toy. I want this. It was Black Panther. It wasn't Hulk. Well, sometimes it was Hulk. It was Spider Man. When they heard about Miles Morales, they wanted me. I had to go look far and wide for a Miles Morales toy. I had to go into
God
some.
damn. See, that's how crazy it is when you try to look for your own race just for a character you look up to. It reminds me of
Bruh.
anime characters. Like when you try to cosplay one of the characters and they don't got that particular like outfit or hair. Like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of
Absolutely.
sad. That's when you
It
start
is.
to use your creativity to make your own. Like how I
Yeah.
see in a lot of yeah.
Like if I look up a Miles Morales figurine, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna find one. Let's see right now, cause
He said figurine.
I'm
It's so
telling you,
cute.
man. I'm being honest. It's annoying because like when you're an uncle and you gotta find toys for kids, this is the biggest pain in my butt. Like honestly, there's one for $40 on Amazon.
$40, bro.
Are you
God my butt.
crazy? I love my nephews and all, but $40 for a toy? My parents did. No, I can't say my parents didn't do that. My parents dropped like $100
Yo.
for a Wario action figure from from Super Mario. Dropped
Oh, got
that
you.
on a yeah, all the way from Japan, mind you, for my birthday. That
Oh,
what?
I'm sorry. Let me say
Oh,
something. Did you know that in Japan there's an orange GameCube game, and what's so sad about it that I think my brother showed me is that you couldn't find a GameCube here that was refreshed, but you can find a GameCube in Japan because in Japan they're the type of people who keep like even though we do that. But over there, they are like the ones that actually created most of the stuff. That's why half of the time it gets shipped over here late.
mm-hmm.
And when you because I've seen so many blogs, videos, studied the culture so much, they have retro games and stuff that a lot of people grew up on, from the Wii U, from the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4, it's all this good stuff. And when it came to the GameCube mainly and the NES and all this Sega, Like they have this whole storage area. Like no joke, the whole store is literally just retro stuff. You could just literally buy fresh, like how it was back then. The crazy part
Absolutely.
is when you're living in America and you gotta buy it, and sometimes it can be very expensive because of the shipping fees and everything. And it's because they don't make it anymore. And I seen how they keep it like you. It's like a time capsule. But I'm like, damn. And no, they live like they live in the future. Like they live like they have a whole hotel just ran off of just robots. Like I'm not even
Fun
playing.
fun fact. Fun fact. The rarest GameCube color is the silver GameCube controller.
The silver GameCube controller,
No,
that
the silver.
is
No, this no
crazy.
the no the silver GameCube is the rarest GameCube console color. Of
Are you
it
serious?
you can sell that bad
Silver?
boy. You can sell that bad boy for $900, and you can.
$900 for a silver rare GameCube
Mm-hmm.
color because the silver color is so rare. That's crazy.
Yep. And fun fact, the rarest Nintendo 64 is the Pikachu is the Hey You Pikachu color. No, actually I take it back for the GameCube. The rarest GameCube is
Damn, man. Damn.
The Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles GameCube edition, which
Wait.
is the
Hold on. Final Fantasy Chronicles
Crystal
Crystal Edition.
Crystal Chronicles edition. Yep, that is
Crystal
the rare.
Chronicle Edition of the GameCube.
Yep, it's only sold in
I'm
Japan,
done.
and you can only and it's worth over $4,000.
4,000. You know what?
You can sell that bad boy for
See,
over 4,000, and the Pikachu
yo,
N64 is worth is almost just as expensive because it was a limited edition Nintendo 64. I remember that Pikachu. This is how old I am. It was a Toys R Us exclusive.
Toys R
Nintendo
Us.
60. Oh boy, Toys R Us. Rest in peace to
I
that
know,
shop.
right? I was about to say that. I was just about to say that.
Rest
It
in
cracks me up.
peace. Man. So yeah, Nintendo 64 is the rarest. The rarest DS. Nintendo DS is the Pokemon
Nintendo DS.
Champion. Yep, the
God
rarest
damn.
Nintendo DSi, which is the Pokemon Champions 2009 DSi, which was oh
2009. I remember
oh
the DSi, man. That's crazy.
I remember this DS because the only way you can get this DS is if you won that championship, if you came into the top 3 in that championship
That's
tournament.
crazy, man.
I remember
That's
that.
crazy.
I remember I
Pokemon stuff
retired.
is crazy when it comes to selling it, to
I
be honest.
Pokemon the Don. People don't know that Pokemon is still the highest video game marketing franchise. It's still the highest gross selling marketing franchise because it sells video
Yeah.
games, cards, television, TV show. You have
Hmm.
the manga, Pokemon manga. If y'all want to read a manga, that's a good one.
All right. Pokemon
I'm just
manga, I
saying.
gotta look into that. I'm sorry because I be just thinking
I
like they
got the
really have a
hard
manga
copy.
for it.
Yeah, I have the
Damn,
hard
what?
copy. That's the only hard copy I have so far, but I have the full first season of the Pokemon Adventures Red manga in my room right now, literally looking at it. Um, y'all don't realize I'm a Pokemon OG. I've been at this for years. I've been at this for 20 something
He
years.
definitely is. He definitely is.
I
I'm the
am.
type of
I am.
person like, yeah, like where I'm
I
like, I know something, but like it's like I'm in the middle. I'm stuck in time. Like
yeah,
you got the
I
90s and then you got the 2000s. And
mm-hmm,
since I was born in 2000, I'm just sitting here like, okay, so I know I saw this anime, I know I saw this, video game.
mm,
I saw this cartoon like Kid Next Door, like stuff like that. I'm just sitting
absolutely.
here like looking how it is back then, how it is when it was for me, because ever
Wow.
since I got older, and ever since they even including, into because he knew stuff before I did, um,
I'm
it's
an old man.
different how people see the shows now and how much it changed and how much learning, like when it comes to people just paying attention to it in general. That's like talking about Teen
Absolutely.
Titans and Teen Titans Go. Because Teen Titans was actually adults. And then I heard the
Yeah, gritty.
creators, Yeah, yeah, and then they took time to make them as teenagers to get more of the like fan base, like more to appeal more to like teenagers because it was so popular to like our generation. So then
Mhm.
eventually they broke it down because it was more like serious type talk. They were more serious, and I really loved it. Like it was so nostalgic and fun, and they used a lot of anime type interpretations in that show, Teen
Mhm.
Titans, and they used a lot of Japanese. Like even did you know even the song was sung in Japanese? Because when you hear the
Absolutely.
singers, they have this type of like
When there's
accent.
trouble, you know who to call. How
and
could I forget that? That was iconic.
and yeah, and they use a lot of characters in it. Like you slow down the opening thing, you see there's a lot of Japanese characters in it. That's how crazy it is because a lot of it's like almost like a foreign exchange. Like when everyone exchange certain like um
Ideas and stuff like that. Yep.
ideas, and then they put it, and then to you, like for the average person, they be like, "Oh, this is a cartoon," but for you, knowing as you like probably anime fan or play a lot of video games dealing with anime or just not even anime, you start to point things out in certain shows and video games. Like for me, because I did Chinese for like 3 years and Japanese for a year because I'm still, still learning that one because I did Chinese for a while. I start to notice a lot of the characters and the language they use when they sing those type of like in those type of shows, and it gets really crazy because they Japanese and Chinese it shares the same language when it comes to how they write and how they talk. I mean, not how they talk
Absolutely.
because when it comes to talking, Chinese and Japanese talk way differently than when they writing. It gets crazy. And when you want to learn a language, for people who love anime, it's good to study the culture to understand like deep inside. Don't just like when people say don't just like the anime and
Study the
don't
culture. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, because you
Absolutely.
don't know what is really what's based off of what it is, like what how they really live. Like it gets
That's
really deep.
that's why I studied a lot of Japanese mythology and so
Even
on
when
and
it
so
comes
forth.
to what race you come from too, that's especially a
Absolutely.
key right there. Always study where you came from because you don't know how it was back then for us where we at today.
You
And I'm
know,
telling you, yeah, go ahead.
it's crazy. This Pokemon Champions DSI, it
Yeah,
it was a thing the year after I retired from competitive Pokemon play.
all of a sudden that's when it comes out.
That the rarest DSI comes out when I retire from competitive Pokemon. Ain't that about it? Okay.
Let me go get some tea right now.
Man, I'm
I'm just
mad.
playing. I know, right?
There's an Atari Xbox edition.
Hold
Oh,
up, Atari. Hold
yeah.
up, what?
Uh, yeah, it's the rarest. Is the rarest Xbox. Is the rarest Xbox that came out back in 2004 and is
Wow.
no longer in production, and you'd be lucky to find it anywhere.
Oh, and I'm glad you said that. I'm sorry, but for anyone who's playing PS4 and for anyone who has a PS Vita, so they're ending the community tabs off of PlayStation 4 this April, like literally April coming up, this beginning April, and
Yep,
they're
because
ending the PlayStations. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, because of the PlayStation 5 not having it. So
Yeah,
so anybody who has a community tab on their PlayStation, just be prepared for you not to be able to communicate with those people like that. You have to, I would say, friend those people that you need to, and do what you gotta do because
it's
when
actually
it's
pretty
gone,
sad.
it
Yeah.
is. But PlayStation, I see why Sony is doing what they're doing. They're afraid. They're trying to avoid trying to get themselves in any trouble because a lot of harassment happens in those community tabs.
So true. And I'm telling you, man, like I'm in like 44 communities because of that. Like I do meet some people, but I barely be on some of them because some of them just be random. But like when you're in there talking and just seeing what other people's doing, it's pretty interesting. It's just the way so much many groups, it's like unstoppable. I'm just gonna know how that feeling is, how it happened to the Wii U type community when it ended the what was it called? They ended the man, I almost forgot. What did they end? It was the For the Wii U community, they ended the same
Oh,
thing.
they ended the Wii internet server because the Wii itself, I realized it was
Hmm. Hold on, I think it's the connection again.
14 years old.
Okay,
14 years
there you
old.
go. You back. You back. I couldn't hear you.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to fix my internet. But the Wii is 14 years old. The Wii
The
is
Wii U.
14 years old. The Wii U? Oh, the Wii U is
Mhm. Yeah.
I got the Wii U back when it first came out too. When was that? 2012. So it is 9 years old now. So yes,
God damn. So the Wii U is 9 years old.
yes, it is. The Switch.
Damn.
You gotta realize the Switch itself is 6 years old.
Damn. The Switch
Hmm.
is. I'm out, bro. Time go by
Hold on.
fast, man. It just.
Hold on. Let me look. Let me make. I got Carfax myself. I'm sorry. Let me,
Hmm.
because I just thought about it. Is the Switch 6 years old, or is it sooner? Oh no, take that back. It is 4 years old. The Switch is
4 years
4 years
old.
old because it's 20.
Wow.
It came out in 2017. I don't know why it came out in 2015, but its lifespan, the
Hmm.
Switch's lifespan, production lifespan is going to be for another 3 years. So we won't get another
Wow.
console like the Switch, a successor for the Switch for another 3 years. So like people gotta realize, well, maybe even longer because these production lifespans are starting to be longer. Um, especially when you
Yeah.
look at especially when you look at the PS4 to the PS5, the PS3 to the PS4. These lifespans are getting so much longer, and it's understandable because it's like if they're selling, they're selling. But if
Hmm.
not, they can kick rocks. That's how they feel about it.
Also, too,
Uh,
I'm sorry, but we're definitely about to end it soon, and I really appreciate everyone. And after this, have any ending thing, comments or anything. And I really appreciate everybody coming to the live stream, commenting, subscribing. We're definitely gonna have more content, more wonderful people, more everything. And the topic tonight was amazing. Everybody's amazing energy, like having different topics and point of views is a very good thing. And I definitely
you're
want to see more of that. And definitely when it came to Instant Cote, man, you definitely had it going well up in here.
I bring I bring the energy, the facts, and the car facts everywhere I go.
Carfax.
Yes, indeed, everywhere I go.
Yeah. And
But it's always an honor to be on this channel because we know each other on a deeper basis than just being collaborators
yeah.
on being collaborators, and being on her channel is always fun for me because
And
it
that and it
actually
really it really is like oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. You go
like
ahead. You go ahead.
but yeah, it's like she really does bring a more intellectual side out of me, so I gotta be real with that. Because if you go to my channel, I'm just wild.
He has his whole home up over there. Like I'm telling y'all right now.
I'm You see this lion on this icon of mine? I'm like that. I just go.
With
I'm
the
I'm
fire
I'm on the prowl.
background.
With a fire background. I bring the heat. I bring wild nature. I'm primal out there. But this side of me is civilized. It's smart. It's more intelligent. It's definitely me bringing out some of the things that I try to bring out in my own channel. But sometimes you just do what you do over in your own
Hmm.
area. so
Like
so
he's in your own jungle, your own place.
my own
Your
jungle.
own
I gotta
place.
be like in my own jungle. It's in my own area. I gotta do what I gotta do over there. But this is where I sprout up the best, my best, personally my
Yeah.
best form of creativity because I can be funny, but I can also be intelligent at the same time. So
Uh-huh.
I
It's a
appreciate
good
I
balance. Always have a good
it.
balance.
It is a great balance. So I always love being here. So
Hmm.
so it's
Yeah.
definitely like a lot. Like I feel like people like it's funny because it's like when people do collaborations, I don't feel like they give the person they're collaborating their flowers. So I gotta give AI Sakura, aka Yuki Sakura, hers because she definitely puts in the
Hey,
work. She
thank
definitely.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. She
It
definitely
really
puts in
means
the work.
a lot for real.
For real, it's one of those things where it's like she puts in the work. We like when like y'all are seeing the on camera stuff. This is us behind the scenes. I'm always trying to help her, and I'm always putting in. But the thing is, like when we talk about these things, when we talk about what's good for her
Hmm.
channel and what's good for mine, we both give each other an equal perspective and understand
Yeah, and
how
it
things
makes
go.
you and it makes you give more point of view where you want to help everybody else out. You help yourself and you help everybody else who want to learn that knowledge and who really want
Absolutely,
to become successful as well. Because we all should share. We shouldn't be hating on others just for the hell of it, because we limit ourselves, especially when it comes to our own community of us interacting. Like, how you gonna get up there if you keep on starting stuff with other people? Like, I'm getting tired of seeing that. This is when you change the game by not waiting, but putting it into your own hands by
hmm
becoming that person to change it. Don't wait. You become it and watch how you grow. And
and
especially when you believe in, when you look at other people who talk about topics like this, because we could talk about anime and gaming stuff, but behind the game, gaming is what made us who we are today, of becoming a person, of learning self-will, of interacting with other people and connecting.
absolutely, absolutely. I think that people also got to realize that there's not many big name black content creators that do
That's
gaming
true.
and talk
That's
about
true.
anime, unfortunately. And
Hmm.
that's why I try to make sure I try to help bring that number up as much as I can. Uh, because you
Hmm.
can only because I can tell you this much right now. I can ask people and I can ask y'all in the chat if you named the amount of black anime content creators, how many can you count on your finger? Because I can only count. I can tell you right now, I can only count with one hand, with two of my hands. Not even, and
Same.
even then, it's still in the range of. It's still not overflowing
Yeah.
the amount of fingers I have. That's
Mhm. I
sad.
definitely
That's
agree,
sad.
man.
That's sad because y'all don't realize how big the black anime community is, and a lot of
Right. Mhm.
the black anime community isn't doing YouTube because they're afraid to do it. There's a lot of black anime cosplayers that I follow on Twitter that are afraid to do content creation.
Yeah, and it's
Because
sad that you limit yourself because of fear. The main thing is fear. Like, I swear to God, it's fear that
mm,
stops you from being successful, even when it comes to
absolutely,
talking. Like how like I'm
absolutely,
in right now. When you take your time and keep doing it and keep practicing, you'll start to feel comfortable. And it's a definitely good thing when it comes to, like, if you want to talk about your favorite anime, have your own gaming channel and have your
it's awesome.
own streaming, you get comfortable, talk to other people, do collaborating. You might feel comfortable about it after a while because you're not.
It's
Yeah.
it's fun. It's funny because like it's weird because it's like we don't ever really talk about how we linked up. It's funny because it's like I was I hate getting deep
Hmm.
into my personal life, but I was going through some things. I was going through some things in my life, and I was trying to network
Yeah.
to get over it. And ironically, I ran into her through
Yep.
networking through social media, and I told her is that we could collaborate, but I want to know you on a deeper level than just a collaborator. Because me as a person, I hate collaborating with people who I just see
Hmm.
as collaborators. I don't like that because one moment they could be on my channel and the next they can't. I want long term collaborations. I want people who I can say
Hmm.
I can message them one day and say, "Yo, do you want to get on this video with me?" And they say, "Yeah, why
Yep.
not?" And then after the video, we can talk. We can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and it's really dope to have that. And I gotta say, me and Yuki Sakura have me and AI Sakura are definitely that. We Because I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you,
And
because even before this, we spent like a good 40 minutes on the phone trying to get this stream together, and
yeah, and putting it up, having everybody come in, feeling being them,
mm,
chilling like a villain, man. Chilling like a
absolutely,
villain. That's how I be, cause
absolutely,
like everybody probably
absolutely.
chilling at home, just playing their game, probably watching TV, eating the food, and plus it's because of quarantine, everybody's probably doing something. Like somebody's
Everybody
up,
just chilling.
like
Somebody's chilling.
chilling.
Yeah, especially at 12 o'clock at night. Yeah, people chilling.
And people
Absolutely.
chill
People
probably
think
late night, using what they be doing, like watching so many shows nonstop. Like
so many shows. Like I'll be real with you. At this time of night, if I wasn't here, I'd be watching Jujutsu Kaisen. I'd be just chilling watching Jujutsu Kaisen. So like I don't grasp where your audience is, and you gotta just push to get that audience. And for me, like that's
right.
why, like honestly, ooh, excuse me, when we were talking, I told her is that like if you want to talk about anime on this stream, you gotta be prepared to talk about some new stuff. But I gotta, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
when I gave her her flowers, I definitely gave her her flowers, because even though she may not have seen a lot of the new stuff, she was open to hear it. And
Yeah.
and definitely I've given her some recommendations myself.
Yeah, man.
But
Y'all know I'm the type person where I might watch like a whole bunch of new anime, but kind of fall off or don't know because I just don't feel like it sometimes because I'm trying to catch up
same,
on the other animes. Yeah, then you
same,
probably fell off and you're like, but should I watch it, or just keep watching? And you
same.
wait, and you're like, should I keep watching it? I'm gonna just wait. And then you
I
end up watching a new anime. Then you're just like, wait, I need to watch that last
mm,
episode first, right quick. So that's when you start getting
Big
frustrated.
facts. Big facts. That is me. That is me in a nutshell. That's crazy. I've
Bruh.
done that, but it's like y'all definitely have given us great questions. That's another thing. Like I've never sat down and thought about the best anime antagonists. I always think about the protagonist. So y'all gave me the reason to think about the perspective of the anime antagonist and what's the best from any series.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. I could have tapped the comments and it would have came up in the front. I just forgot about that. So it's really easy. I
It happens.
forgot, man.
Wow. No, that's cool. Actually, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
so
actually.
by the way, when it comes to StreamYard, I forgot you can tap what people are saying so it comes up.
Oh
And
yeah, StreamYard definitely does that. I have that for my StreamYard actually. No, I have that for
hey,
Streamlabs. That's actually really cool. Like,
yeah.
but like a lot of these comments I'm reading, like even though we got a comment even about 6ix9ine, which is a lot of people need to understand that hip hop actually is influenced by anime itself as well in Japanese
Oh,
culture.
that's big facts, man.
Absolutely. So that question is very valid. Uh,
Yeah, and I'm sorry because I know it's like getting very, very late, but we're definitely about to end the stream, and we're definitely gonna do another part two, and I might add a part two, like it's a whole anime itself in an episode as well. I should
yo,
add like
my
an episode or something.
Yeah, you can make this into a whole series. Make this into a series.
Yeah,
It'd
I
be
should make a
fun.
series, man. It's like an adventure for some reason, and every time you go through
Hey,
this adventure, it just seems
hey,
gets more crazier and crazier.
if you need me to be a co-host, I can do it. Just tell me. I'm here.
Yep. And then you
I'm
know who
here.
else want to join? Y'all better join, man.
Yo,
No,
I'm
like
saying,
anyone.
like join it. This is too fun, man.
This is too
Like
fun.
even though it's just talking, we can, you see how we are. You bring it, and if you bring your energy into it, you don't know where it can go. So just
Yeah,
understand that it's just, I don't be afraid to put your voice out there. That's why I
that's
always tell
true. Don't
people,
not fear to stop
like,
you from success and goals.
absolutely. Like I didn't, like, people don't realize I started YouTube solely because of my voice, of me being afraid, me wanting to put my voice out there and have fun.
Hmm.
So now look at me, 1,000 subscribers in, 1,000 plus subscribers in, 4 years later.
Amazing job. Amazing job.
Thank you. And I've been through trials and tribulations, a lot of stagnant moments, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's definitely a refreshing moment when you can get to the point where you need to be. So understand is that You know,
Mhm.
none of the stuff that we do is a overnight success or
That's true. It takes
overnight.
steps.
Oh, it takes
It
steps.
makes you learn about yourself. It makes you learn about the community, and it makes you learn about how you came so far to where you're at today.
Absolutely, absolutely. So don't ever stop being who you are. That's another thing. If you join this YouTube thing, start start by realizing that you gotta be you. Don't be the next. Don't try to be the next PewDiePie. Don't try to be the next whoever. Just be you. Be
Just
the
be you,
only.
man. Definitely be you.
Be only be you, and make somebody want to be the next you. You know.
Yeah. I know, right? That's a
that,
good one. That's
that,
great, man.
that
So
that's
deep.
crazy. That's a crazy way to put it, but it is the
Yeah.
truth. Make somebody want to be the next you.
You. Yeah.
Don't be the
That's a
next
good
somebody.
one.
Makes you be the one that somebody wants to be. Don't be
I'm
the
actually gonna
person.
make a quote for that. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I come up with things off the on the fly. That was just that was on the fly moment right there. I love
All
it.
right. So I know, right? So thank you everyone for coming. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please watch the live stream if anyone missed it. Please definitely go to his channel. I'll definitely put it in the link below. Put the social
Absolutely.
media in. And I'm so glad y'all came and watched. Even for the people who's just watching, just being I'm glad. I'm so happy.
We appreciate
So
you.
appreciate it 100%. I'm gonna throw some flyers, some coins, all that.
All that. You
All
deserve it.
that,
You
man.
deserve
You
it. You
deserve
know
it,
it.
man. Okay, so
Absolutely.
we definitely, I think, believe this Saturday I'm gonna do live stream gaming. We're gonna do part two.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay,
Part two.
so
Part two.
part
Okay.
two. Wait, no, no,
All
no.
right.
I mean, like, I don't know, because I don't really don't put part two in my live stream gaming, but I'll say just live stream gaming, whatever I'm streaming. Okay,
Or
so
you could just call it the sequel.
the sequel, yeah, like some man album, Chipmunks, the sequel.
Exactly. You know, call it a sequel.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
you guys.
So, bye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.